So welcome back to the afternoon of AfterTaste. If you are coming in now, please take a seat up here. The seating is really intended to be up here as much as possible. So if you could leave the red seats and come up to the gray seats, that would be fantastic. So we really imagined AfterTaste as not the typical academic symposium, which was mentioned earlier in the morning, and tried to make it into something a little bit more, that broke down the kind of typical barriers that sometimes you see in symposia between kind of the seats that are on that side and the stage. And we framed this as a symposium in 3 acts. So this is the beginning of the 3rd act, and it's for... Yeah, I'm quite happy to be introducing Jean Taylor for this 3rd act because Jean Taylor is a teaching artist and a performer. And she's going to be working today with Andreas Peterson, Mark Grenier, and Eric Nightengale. And let me just read a little bit. But Jean is a teaching artist for the Lincoln Center Education. She has performed at the Barrow Group, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, London's New End Theatre, and BBC Radio 4. She's a member of the Teaching Artist Journal's editorial board and on the board of the Maxine Greene Center for Aesthetic Education and Social Imagination, which she'll be talking about a little bit more today. So as we were working together to organize this afternoon's event, we were really surprised by, we had never met before, we were quite surprised by the number of parallels between what she does with her students and in her own practice and what we do as interior designers and educators of interior designers. And 2 of those parallels that were most notable was when you're designing a space and you're working with a client perhaps, you have to put yourself really in their shoes and really imagine where they're coming from to create these spaces that are some of their most personal. And similarly, Jean works and her colleagues work to kind of put themselves in these other roles and really imagine what that is, and then to create from 2D, whether it's a drawing of a plan or whether it's from a script, a world that is 3-dimensional. And so this is really something that's embedded throughout all of the classes in the MFA interior design program, but in particular, it's really the focus of a class that I've been working on for the last 2 years, and I just stole a sentence from the syllabus of that class, and it is, without a thick understanding of people and cultures, how can we assume to propose a future for them? So at this moment when we're looking at imagining what other people experience, imagining new futures, I leave you in the capable hands of Jean Taylor.
Thank you. Hi, it's an honor to be here. I want to thank John Sarah and Elizabeth so much for guiding this afternoon's experiment. I teach in the MFA and BFA program over at the New School for Drama, as well as being a teaching artist up at Lincoln Center. And before I give you a little outline of what's going to happen here today, and you're down here in the front, not because we're going to ask you to get up and do a song or a dance or even be part of the scene, unless some of you are so inclined and you surprise us. It's to create a sense of intimacy, because we actually are really going to be looking at a particular scene from a play and all of the different environments that it could live in and what's the effect of that. So I'm going to talk with you about this in a moment and introduce my colleagues again. But what I really want to do for just a moment, without crying, because I get quite moved by the idea of the imagination. And part of that is because as a teaching artist at Lincoln Center, if you can believe this, we had for many years, she just passed away last May, a philosopher in residence. So I'm a teaching artist and I'm out with little kids all the way up through graduate school. And certainly we have methods and we have a pedagogy and we have mission statements and we have all that, but there's nothing like having a philosopher in residence. And Dr. Maxine Greene was 96 when she died. She was a professor up at Columbia Teachers College for many years. She's written a couple different books, many different books, but Variations on a Blue Guitar and an amazing book called Releasing the Imagination. So she was a dear mentor of mine, and something that I just want to put out there about the imagination that she always spoke about was, number one, just so you know, she thought any deep connection or engagement with a work of art or with the arts allowed the imagination to be released to see greater possibility. But for that to happen, the engaged observer, whether it's you here today, or when you go to a museum, or when you go look at your own, any works of art, any dance, theater, music, or visual art, if we as an observer sit back, and I'm not saying anything about you guys up there, I'm assuming you can still lean forward even if you're sitting back, how's that? But if we as an observer expect something to come to us, then we're not really allowing the imagination and our own to engage. So if we are literally engaged observers and sending our imagination out to whatever this work of art is, a genuine transaction can happen. And it's that transaction then that allows my imagination to be released and see greater possibility. So something that she also shared, which I thought was amazing, is that she thinks of the imagination as the poetic imagination, which is how we see metaphor, create metaphor, see it, the ethical or social imagination, so that we can imagine other people's situations, empathy. And Elizabeth had told me quite a bit about how empathy was used when you're thinking about interior design and imagining yourself living in the space that you're creating for these people. So you're having to somehow empathize, step inside their shoes, but also the social imagination, which is imagining the world as if it could be otherwise. So we go from a more specific use to, that our whole world can change when our imaginations have been really activated. So my work at Lincoln Center is very much based in Maxine's work, Dr. Maxine Green. This is Maxine from Variations on a Blue Guitar. I want to place particular stress on the imagination, that cognitive capacity that is too often ignored in educational talk and yet is so fundamental to learning, to being in the world. Dewey, John Dewey, which is also kind of an excellent thing since he started the new school, Dewey spoke of it once as the capacity to look at things as if they could be otherwise. So that's Maxine. And I'm going to, after our exploration here today, I'm going to share a little bit more of something we do at Lincoln Center Education around the capacity. How do we develop this capacity in students of all ages? But here today I have my colleagues. This is Eric Nightengale. He's a director. We've worked together many times. All four of us work together at the Barrow Group Theater, which is up on 36 between 8th and 9th. But we also have other places we've worked, but that's where we actually are working together right now. This is Andreas Peterson. He's an actor and an architect. Practicing architect, good. And Mark Grenier is a director and a performer, both scripted work as well as improvisation, and a teacher. We're actually all teachers as well, right? Educators. So here's what's going to happen. Eric selected a scene from a play, and I'm going to give you that scene later. We just didn't want you in the script like this right now. The actors memorized the lines of this 3-page script, but that's all. There hasn't been any rehearsal. It's simply that they know a little bit about the character, so they're using their imagination to step into it. They know a little bit about the situation itself. But this being a world where we're looking at the crossover between our work and your work, is that we are going to explore, and Eric's going to kind of run this in different layers, what happens in different environments. How can the environment, meaning the actual objects and furniture, how can it support the actors as characters embodying this experience, and what does it do to the interaction? So how does it help them live and support this imaginative process, which is to become this other character, and what does it do to their own interaction? So we're going to go through the whole piece one time, but then from then on, start and stop. And this is our array of furniture and objects and a pool of kind of goodies down there that we're going to see how that influences it. We'll stop in between each layer just to ask you, well, what did you notice? How did that affect, as you were watching, the movement? How did it affect the interaction? Okay? Is it good? Okay, it's good. So I'm going to turn it over to Eric, and then I will be stepping in and out. Are we good?
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks. So I'd say how the objects that are in our environment support the things we need to do, the things that we want to accomplish in that environment. But I'm also interested, for purposes of today, in conducting a sort of live experiment, which is there a point where placement of the objects in your world and the things that you have to do with those objects get in the way of the action that the primary thing that you need to accomplish. So for purposes of this experiment, we're going to repeat the same scene 4 times. We're going to start with a kind of a baseline, and then for each successive repetition, we're going to shift, in most cases, add to the complexity of the opportunities within the environment to be distracted. And also, I'm going to make suggestions or ask the actors for certain times to accomplish certain tasks while they are performing their primary objective, which on some really simple level is remembering their lines and just getting through the scene. But on a slightly higher level, also, there's a relationship between these 2 characters, and there's an interaction, and there's a shift in that relationship that happens during the 3 minutes or so of the scene, and how that impacts that interaction. And it's a sort of a living experiment that we're gonna sort of see what happens. This piece is by a playwright who you don't know, but you will someday. An emerging playwright. His name is Jeff Tabnick. Lovely, wonderful, talented gentleman that I've worked with him often. And this is an unpublished script called "This Is Where I Am Now," which is a wonderful title for kind of what we're doing today. So, without any more preamble, let me, Elizabeth, oh yes, there's someone that can help us move some things into place, because I'm going to sort of shift the environment each time. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to take this table and these 2 chairs and just move it into sort of the center area, maybe centered somewhere around that little cross on the floor. And then these 2 paper cups, because what I want to do is I want to keep this as neutral as possible. Let's just stick those, they're nested, and just stick them out there. And you want to pour some water in them? Yeah. Pour some water into those cups. We've got some, look at this, Pellegrino. That's very fancy. Yeah, let's throw some Pellegrino in there. Good. Our actors are mic'd, so you'll be able to hear them, so you guys can talk as quietly as you want to. No, this is good. Yeah, you got what you got. You got a quarter of a cup of water. Wow. All right. So we're just gonna make. You know what? Let's move stage right just about 3 feet here. Perfect. There we go. Perfect. Good. All right. So we're just gonna, without any further ado, go through the scene once as a kind of a baseline.
You're not hearing me.
I hear you.
You're not understanding
You're
me.
just wrong.
It's vile, it's stupid, and
You're
quite frankly,
way over the
disgusting.
top now. You've gone over the top.
I've
Come
heard
on
it
down
described
now.
as-
Come on down.
I've heard it described as rape.
Come on.
Yeah, it's not my view, but
It's not. It's about a parent who wants to give. The tree is a metaphor for a parent.
look, I know it's not my view.
Everyone disagrees with you.
It's a vile, stupid classic that disgusts me.
You're a fucking idiot.
And it makes me want to puke.
The tree is a metaphor for a parent.
Yeah, I understand that, but I understand that.
Everyone.
Every time the kid
Every time the kid wants something, the tree gives it to him, even though it costs the tree a great deal. The tree is cut down to a stump, and it's still giving. It's fucking beautiful.
It's shit.
No one agrees with you.
The kid is a fucking brat. Oh, tree, I wanna play in your branches.
You're ridiculous.
Well, it hurts, but okay.
Now I want a house. Give me a house.
Well, you could cut down my branches to build a house, but
I mean, that means that you'd be cutting off my arms and my legs. Oh,
you're doing it. Oh,
The tree
okay.
is happy to give.
the tree is an enabler. The kid has no skills to make it on his own.
haven't seen you in a while. I really miss you. I love you.
I want a boat. Give me a boat.
Well, it doesn't sound like a necessity, but
Go ahead, because I want to make you happy no matter what it takes for some fucked up reason. So take my trunk. It's not like it's my whole body, but oh, you're taking it. You're doing it. The kid, the ungrateful shit, takes and takes until there's not the tree's bled of everything that makes
Hey
a
Matt,
tree a
that
tree.
is just a very realistic portrait of what it's like to be a parent.
The book is all about sacrificing to give the kids stuff.
Again, welcome to parenthood.
I don't know. I don't think it has to be like that.
Then what? Tell me what.
I don't know, but I don't think it.
How can you know?
It's something
You're
different.
just at the beginning.
No, it's something different.
It's not. I really dragged you into this, huh?
No.
Sorry.
Minor offense. What?
It's good to see you, that's all.
What happened to us?
Nothing happened to us.
Is it our parents?
They had their, like anybody else.
I mean, they made fun of us at our expense a lot. I once got a boner
With this
in the
again?
YMCA showers, and he made fun of me for
That
months.
doesn't take a lot of unpacking.
Yeah, well, I still get bent out of shape every.
It's
Worked
not,
up about it
It's
every-
not like
every
they
month.
beat us,
No, he hit me. They hit me. They
like
hit us.
spanked.
No, it was more out of control than that.
You must have been one fucking rotten kid then. But if every kid who got hit turned out fucked up, we'd have whole generations that are fucked up.
Yeah, he sounds like you got that right.
But having kids and how hard it is, doesn't it? It makes me appreciate our parents more.
No. I know that's a thing that people
What?
say, but
What?
no, I feel like I chose to have a kid.
Do you
But-
know?
so it's-
Do you know what Mom told me once? She said she was forcing me to go to church, and I was pissed. And I said, "I don't love you, Mom." And she says, "I know you love me because before babies are born, they get to pick which parents they want, and you picked me." Isn't that a riot?
That's awful.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? It's
like,
funny.
Like it's your fault
Like, what's my fault?
that you were born.
Great, good. So, wonderful. Wonderful work. So, now we're going to do it again. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to switch this round table out for this square table and these two chairs out for these two chairs. We're going to switch our neutral cups out for a couple of shot glasses. Those two shot glasses can go on the table. The vodka bottle. Let's have the bag of chips and the bag of twists. And let's see what else. Any other ideas that I have? Oh, how about these paper napkins? Let's just throw the paper napkins on the table. And yeah. That's good. Oh, you know what? We'll do the silverware as well. The paper napkins and the silverware, and that's it. That's all we got. Great. Good. this real vodka? I think it is. Is there actual vodka in here?
Yes.
Oh. That would be an experiment. You guys both drink vodka? Yeah? Do you-
I haven't seen it.
We could really have an experiment. We could really drink the real vodka. But you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Everybody take a look at that bottle of vodka, all right? This is this, all right?
You can leave that if you want.
No, because I actually want you to do 3 shots.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'm protecting you, Andreas. All right. Great. Good. I'm going to switch this. I'm just going to do this. And yeah, facing each other.
you want it facing?
Yeah, Yep. That's good. That's good. So we want to take 2 shots in addition to this. We're going to assume this is actually vodka. Is that, oh, really? So that's so funny because we assumed that was actually the design that had stuck out like that. Awesome. All right. So first shot together. I'm going to start the scene with a shot, with drinking a shot. Okay, and then we have 3 shots after that.
4 altogether.
4 altogether.
4 each?
You're going to do each one together. It's
Okay.
just that
Yeah.
you're going to initiate 2 of them,
Okay.
and you're going to initiate 1 of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, you can decide how that happens, but by the end of the scene, you need to have had 4 shots, including the first one that starts before any words. And he's going to initiate 2, and you're going to initiate 1. All right? And we have some chips if you want. We have some pretzels if you want. And somewhere pretty soon into the scene, I'd like to make something with this silverware and with these paper towels, like maybe an origami object or something that you're working on together. It's a group activity, and it's late at night, and you're drinking vodka, and you're creating together some sort of piece.
All right.
Okay? That's it.
You're used to this because you're an improv guy. I'm like, oh my God, all right. So. You're not hearing me.
I hear you.
Well, you're not listening to me.
You're just wrong.
It's vile, it's stupid, and it quite frankly, disgusts me.
You're way over the top now.
Yeah, I've
over
heard
the
it-
top.
I've heard
Come
it
on
des-
down. Come on
I've heard
down.
it described as a rape.
Come on.
That's not my view, but
No one agrees with you.
it's not my view.
It's classic. It is a classic.
I don't care.
The Giving Tree is a classic children's book.
It's a vile, stupid classic that disgusts me and makes me want to barf.
You're a fucking idiot. It's about a parent who wants to give. The tree is a metaphor for a parent.
I understand that.
Every time the kid wants something, the tree gives it to him, even though it costs the tree a great deal. The tree is cut down to a stump and it's still giving. It's fucking beautiful.
That's stupid.
Everybody loves it.
It's stupid. It's shit. The kid's a fucking brat. Oh, tree, I want to play in your branches. Oh, well, it kind of hurts, but whatever.
You're ridiculous.
Now I want a house. Give me a house. Well, you can cut down my branches to build a house, but basically means you're sawing off my arms and my legs. Oh, you're doing it. you're actually doing it.
The
Okay.
tree is happy to give.
The tree's an enabler. The tree is an enabler. The kid has basically no skills to survive on his own. And, you haven't really, haven't seen you in a while. I sure have missed you. I love you. I want a boat. Give me a boat. Well, you could, you know, what do you could, well, we can, it doesn't sound like a necessity, but you know, I could give you whatever, I want to give you whatever happiness I can give you for some fucked up reason. So take my trunk. Why don't you take my trunk? It's not like it's my whole body. Oh, you're doing it. You're actually doing it. The kid takes, the ungrateful shit takes and takes. So that the tree's bled of
Matt,
everything
that is a very realistic
tree.
portrait of what it's like to be a parent.
No, the book's all about sacrificing to give the kid stuff.
Again, welcome to parenthood.
I don't think so.
Oh?
I don't think it has to be
Then
like
what?
that.
Tell me
No,
what.
I don't think it has to be like that.
How can you know?
It's something else. I think it's just something else.
You're just at the beginning.
It's something else.
It's not. I really dragged you into this, huh?
Minor offense.
What?
It's good to see you, that's all.
What happened to us?
Nothing happened to us.
Was it our parents?
They had their, like anybody else.
They made fun of us at our expense a lot. I once got a boner
With this again.
in a YMCA locker room, and he made fun of me for months.
It doesn't take a lot of unpacking.
Well, still, I still get worked up about it like twice a month.
They didn't beat us.
They hit us. He hit me
Like
quite a few
spanked.
times. No, it was more out of control than
You
that.
must have been one fucking rotten kid. But if every kid that got hit turned out fucked up, whole generations would be fucked up.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Having kids and how hard it is, doesn't it? It makes me appreciate our parents more.
No. No, I know that's the thing
What?
people say, but no.
What?
I feel like it's like I chose to have a kid, so but so that makes it different. Something I chose.
Do you know what Mom told me once? She was forcing me to go to church, and I was pissed, and I said, "I don't love you, Mom." And she says, "I know you love me, because before babies are born, they get to pick which parents they want, and you picked me."
That's
Isn't
awful.
that right?
It's awful.
Why?
I don't know. It's like,
Why?
I don't know, it's like something, it's like, it's your fault.
Like, what's my fault?
It's your fault, like, being born. I think we're having too much fun here. We're just going to keep playing and seeing what...
Excellent, good. Great, good. Off you go. Get rid of this. Let's put this out here, the counter, 2 stools.
Let's also just take a quick moment.
Yeah, sure, go,
As it's being set up.
go.
Right?
Yeah, so let
thank
me get some quick direction, and then you can talk.
Yep,
The counter, the 2 stools. Let's organize the counter sort of this way, on an angle. The 2 stools on this side of the counter.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so as observers of that same scene being done in two different environments, with both the environment is different and also some of the objects and activities, what did you notice about either the character's living and embodiment in there, or the interaction? Yeah, I think I have to give you this so they can hear it.
I felt like in the first round, not being aware of the text and also with their movements, I felt more nervous and perceived their nervousness just with like spinning the glasses. And it made me worried about what they were going to speak about. But then the second time, I guess because of the presence of alcohol, that has a lot of connotation for everyone in some relation, that it made me more comfortable listening to them and hearing the pauses and their actions. It felt more natural for me as a witness.
Great. So a bit more natural. Was there anything else in addition to the idea that there were glasses and so it was alcohol? And again, right, the imagination was at work. Anything else about what they did? Oh, okay.
Hi. Actually, it was the wood that kind of creates that kind of humanistic moment, and the others were very modern and very kind of neutral, so they were kind of neutral to each other, and they were, of course, the drinking had to do with it too, but they were very much involved, more involved with each other and leaning toward each other.
Oh, I know. I thought that was fantastic. And I really did think the wood, I'm not an interior designer for a long shot, but it created a much warmer scene all. And also, Andreas used his chair differently, right? So instead of two people sitting in very, as you said, neutral, that led to kind of a neutrality, the chair was this way, so he was already seated this way. The table was actually maybe a little smaller, so the space between them was not as, the negative space wasn't as big. So all of those contributing to the variation. Okay, thanks.
Good. Thank you, Jean. Okay, good. So here's our next thing. So let's put Andreas here. Mark will put here. Andreas, this is your kitchen. I'd like you to start by pouring coffee for both of you. And then at a certain point that you can determine, but you need to accomplish this activity. You need to get all that food and create 2 lunches for your 2 kids in these 2 lunch boxes. So you need to make sandwiches. I want Swiss cheese sandwiches. I want this to be cut up so that there's slices of apple in each lunchbox. One kid likes this kind of bread, the other kid likes this bread, which you'll have to cut up in order to make a sandwich with it. Pepperoni and Swiss cheese, my favorite. And the rest of that, just distribute it as you need to in the lunch boxes, and that needs to be done by the end of the scene. And your normal prep space is right here, so you can go back and forth. So if he needs to move so you can accomplish what you need to do, then that needs to happen as part of the scene.
Prepped right here.
You're used to making
to do it
lunch.
right here. All right.
Yeah, you're used to making lunch here. Okay. All right. So, questions? Got it. All right.
I'm good.
Good. You can decide to help if you want to try. It's up to you.
What's up?
If you want to try to help,
Okay.
it's up to you.
Okay.
Okay. Off you go.
You're not hearing me.
Oh, I hear you.
You're not understanding me.
You're just wrong.
It's a vile, stupid classic. It's a vile, stupid
Now
book.
you're over
and
the top. You're way over the top.
And it fucking disgusts
Come
me.
on down now. Come on down.
Hey, I've heard it described as a rape.
Come on.
That's not my view.
Everyone loves it.
It's not my view.
It's a classic.
No, come on.
It is a classic.
It's a,
The Giving Tree is a classic children's book.
it's a vile, stupid classic that
You're a
that
fucking idiot.
disgusts me and makes me want to puke.
It's about a parent who wants to give the The tree is a metaphor for a
Yeah,
parent.
I understand that.
And every time the kid wants something, the tree gives it to him, even though the tree, it costs the tree a great deal. The tree is cut down to a stump, and it's still giving. It's fucking beautiful.
No. It's shit.
No one agrees with you.
The kid is a fucking brat. I want to play in your branches. Well, you know, it kind of hurts, but go ahead. What is that?
The tree is happy to give.
No. Now I want a house. Give me a house. Well, you can cut down my branches, but that means sawing off my arms and my legs. Oh, you're doing it. Oh my God. Well, okay.
The tree is happy to give.
The tree is an enabler. I mean, the kid has no survival skills, no skills to survive at all. I haven't seen you in a long time, so I really do miss you. I love you. I want a boat. Give me a boat. Well, doesn't exactly sound like a necessity, but I'll do anything for your happiness, so for some fucked up reason, so. So take my trunk, why don't you? It's not like it's my whole body. Just take my trunk. Oh, you're taking it. You're actually doing it. The little shit takes and takes and takes, and the tree gives and gives until there's nothing left of it.
And
Makes the tree a tree.
That is just a very realistic portrait of what it's like to be a parent.
The book is all about sacrificing to give the kid stuff.
Yeah, again, welcome to parenthood.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it has to be like that.
Then what? Tell me what.
I don't know, but I don't think it has to be like that.
How can you know?
I don't know. I don't think it has to be like that.
Just at the beginning.
No, that.
I really dragged you into this, huh? I'm sorry.
That's minor offense. What?
Nothing. It's good to see you, that's all.
What do you think happened to us?
Nothing happened
Was it
to
our
us.
parents?
They had their, like anybody else.
You know, they made fun of us at our expense a lot. You know, I got a boner in
With this thing in,
yeah, in the YMCA, and he made fun of me for months.
it doesn't take a lot of unpacking.
No. I don't know, but I get worked up about it like twice a month.
They didn't beat us,
He hit me. He hit me a lot.
like spanked.
No, it was more out of control than that.
You must have been one fucking rotten kid. But if every kid that got hit turned out fucked up, we'd have whole generations that are fucked up.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
While Gene's talking, I want to get rid of all of this, move the sofa out center stage. Actually, let's put the sofa like right about here. And the lamp can go next to it, and the coffee table can go in front of it. And Gene, off you go.
Yeah, great. So actors and their director, as many of you know, I think there are some of you who are actually studying acting, or somebody's studying acting here? Yes, I heard. Good. So, you know, you're in a rehearsal and you really are, your imaginations are, since that is the topic for the weekend, you're really, you know, working together to experiment and explore and to find the things that you think help tell the story the best, ultimately. But it has to be how the actors are embodying that character. What is it doing, and what is it telling an audience about these people, about where they live and the identity of the, Elizabeth and I were talking about, if you know that it's one of the characters' house and this is what it looks like, then you have a little bit more information about that character. The other people are visiting. Okay, so how does somebody visit this environment is also interesting if you're thinking about it. How are they operating in a space that they're not as familiar with? And yet, an actor, if this is really going to be my house, before I went into a play, I have to personalize all of the objects. They can't be just brought in and I have to really make it my space so that I can live there fully. So just in terms of the actual shift that we had here, which put them in a different relationship, can anybody say anything about what they noticed in terms of either the actor themselves, the character, and or interaction? Great.
Well, first of all, I think the two of you are doing an amazing job for, if this is your first time working together, amazing feeding off of each other. But what I noticed in this last one is it's not just the objects, but it's the directive of saying you're making the kids' lunch, is that you had it colored the scene differently because you had a purpose, you had to get on with, and you felt that as a kind of underlying text, like you had, it wasn't just a debate about a book. It was also, I am in that job, I got to do the job. So it was kind of, it was a combination of the objects and the directive. But the other thing was that the blocking I thought you did was really good, because instead of going, which I think most people would just go on the side facing the audience, that you didn't do that, and it set up a different dynamic when you were across from each other than when you were facing, which was interesting.
So that the space itself was used right. So that's also very interesting because we could also hear him. We could enjoy this position a little bit more. And also just, they were up, right? So the first time, even if you think back to the first, just having one cup with some water in it and sitting here, and that kind of neutrality that we talked about, the kind of warmth that we mentioned, noticing here in terms of the chairs being different, the table being a little bit smaller, and they had alcohol and more activities to do, and then to something that could have put them, well, it did put them in a very different situation. And as you said, the blocking was also that they were up on their feet, at least Andreas most of the time, and Mark for a little bit. Also, I would just say that as somebody I'm just listening to the language itself, there were different points of text that landed differently. Would you agree with that? Like all of a sudden you saw something where something hit one of the other, and he turned and looked to him. And I hadn't heard that line land like that before. So that's the other thing that's happening, right? Is that the story, little aspects of the story are being told differently. Okay, so I think this is our last round.
That's it.
Okay.
Great. Yeah. Great. So let's arrange ourselves on the sofa. Next to each other, touching. We got wine to drink. Mark, we're going to say this is your place now, okay? And this is a gift that he's brought when he came over, without explanation, okay? Andreas, I'd like you to spend some time with these, okay? And I'd like you to both take your shoes off. And as you're doing that, so we'll start with our feet on the table without shoes. And then at some point in here, Mark, I'd like you to move. I'm so. I know I should have. At least I didn't make you drink vodka. So I want you to find a place to lie down during the scene. And I'd like you to exchange something. Exchange something. Find something to exchange. during the sing. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry, say that again? Oh yeah, that's a really great idea. Oh yeah, and let's use this too. So at some point, we're gonna say that it's really late at night. So we're gonna sort of add that as a circumstance. And at some point that makes sense, let's just turn this off. Yeah. I'm not sure which one of you is going to do that. But I want it to be off by the end of the scene. So there's been an exchange, that's gone off. Mark, you found a time to lie down, and that's something that your brother brought in and you don't know what it is, but it's a gift. Okay, that's it. One more time.
You're not hearing me.
Oh, I hear you.
Well, you're not listening to me.
You're just wrong.
It's vile, and it's stupid, and it quite frankly disgusts me.
No, you're over the top. You're way over the top. Come on down now.
Hey, I've heard it described as a rape.
Come on.
It's not my view. It's not my view.
Everyone loves it.
I don't care.
It's classic.
It's a vile,
It
stupid
is a classic. The Giving Tree is a
disgusts me,
classic
and
children's
it makes me
book.
want to barf.
You're a fucking idiot. The tree is a metaphor for a parent. It's about a parent who wants to give.
I understand that.
And every time the kid wants something, the tree gives it to him, even though it costs the tree a great deal. The tree is cut down to a stump, and it's still giving. It's fucking beautiful.
It's shit.
No one agrees with you.
The kid is a fucking brat. Oh, tree, I want to play in your branches. Well, yeah, okay, it kind of hurts.
You're
but
ridiculous.
Okay. Now I want a house. Give me a house. Oh, well, you could cut down my branches to build a house.
The
but,
tree is happy to give.
You know, you would have to be cutting off my arms and my legs. And, oh, you're doing it. You're already doing it. Well, okay.
The tree is happy to
The
give.
tree is an enabler. The kid has no skills to make it on its own. Haven't seen you in a while. I really do miss you. I love you. Oh, I want a boat. I want a boat. Give me a boat. Well, it doesn't exactly sound like a necessity, but you know. But I want to do whatever I can for your happiness. So you could. For some fucked up reason. But you can take my trunk. Why don't you take my trunk? Take my. It's not like it's my whole body. It's like. It's not like it's my whole body. Well, you know. Oh, you're doing it. You're actually doing it. The kid takes and takes. Oh, no. The kid takes and takes until there's nothing left. The tree, except that the tree is like gives and gives until there's nothing left to make the tree the tree.
Matt, that is just a very realistic portrait of what it's like to be a parent.
The book is all about is about sacrificing to give the kid things, stuff.
Again, welcome to parenthood.
No, I don't think so.
Then what is it? Tell me what.
I don't think it has to be like that.
How would you know?
I don't know.
You just at the beginning.
I don't think it has to be like that. I think it's something else.
What?
I think it's something else.
It's not. It's not. I really dragged you into this, didn't I? sorry.
Minor offense.
It's good to see you.
What happened to us, anyway?
Nothing happened to
Was
us.
it our parents?
Look, they had their, like anybody else.
You know, they made fun of us at our expense a lot. You know, I got a boner at the YMCA once.
With this again?
Yeah, and he made fun of me about that for months.
It doesn't take a lot of unpacking.
Yeah, well, I still get worked up about it like twice a month.
It's not like they beat us. They didn't beat us.
They hit us.
Well, they spanked.
He hit us pretty often. Like, out of control.
You must have been one fucking rotten kid. But if every kid that got hit turned out fucked up, whole generations would be fucked up.
Yeah, you got that about right.
But having kids and how hard it is, doesn't it? It makes me
No.
appreciate.
No, I know people say that.
Makes me appreciate our parents
that's,
more.
That's not, no.
Then what? What?
No, I don't, I don't know, I feel like I chose to have a kid. So,
Do you know what Mom told me once? She was forcing me to go to church, and I was pissed. And I said, "I don't love you, Mom." And she says, "I know you love me, because before babies are born, they get to pick which parents they want, and you picked me."
that's awful.
It's a riot, I think.
That,
Why?
I don't think,
Why?
it's like it's your fault.
It's funny.
It's like it's your fault
What's my fault?
for being born.
Thank you, gentlemen. That completes our portion of the evening. And also, thank you up there for turning down the lights. That was awesome and unexpected, really helpful. Great. Jean?
Good, thank you so much. Okay, so interesting, right? So let's just hear at least two observations about both, like the physicality, what happened in terms of the environment of it, and who has maybe somebody I haven't heard from? What did you notice? There can't actually be anything wrong, you know. Okay.
I just felt that the conversations and the intensity of conversation and the impact of conversation changed with every setting. So in the first part, when they were drinking, when they were not drinking, they were just sitting and talking. That time, it was a straight conversation. When alcohol came in, there were distractions. So I don't know how much of it went back with them. And right now, again, this is a more comfortable environment. So again, the conversation became more intense. And in the kitchen part, it was because he was doing something that he's not maybe good at. And I mean, only during the act. At that time, because he was doing something that he doesn't know, and he's in that zone where he's like, okay, acting all professional about it. At that time, I felt that his reactions were more as if he knew what he was talking about, like even more intense. I don't know.
When he was doing the activity.
Yeah, yeah. So.
And here, what did you think about this last one? Did you say?
That there was a lot of comfort. And with that comfort, again, the intensity kind of increased, and there was lesser of distractions.
Yeah. So interesting. Yes, you're nodding, right? Do you want to add to that at all? Oh, okay. Nice pass off.
One of the things that was interesting this time was time, because things slowed down. You felt like the whole thing was a wind down, with everybody starting to relax and get comfortable, and then with the light on and off, when the lights faded, there was nothing afterwards, you felt, you know.
Great. So because we brought time, the idea of time into it, and also, right, the couch itself, and knowing that it was late at night. Yeah, oh, good, we have a few more.
The first two sort of felt like they were in public spaces, and then the last two, they were in their kitchen, and then here they were in their living room. In the living room scene, they sort of seemed to be sort of winding down the end of the day, and it was nighttime, and clearly the guy with the glasses, it was his house. The other guy was a guest, and like it looked like they were sort of getting ready for bed, turning off the lights, that kind of thing. Why weren't you interested in the Design Imagination catalog? You're upsetting me.
No, I like it. I do.
You weren't very interested in that architectural lighting journal either.
No, the lighting doesn't. Yeah,
You seem the frustrated
I know this
designer.
I know this magazine, but yeah, I'm a little bored by it. But this is actually really interesting.
And I like the setup, but the lamp sort of felt like it was left over from your college days. Like, like you're sort of slowly upgrading. You have a family. Your brother came over to visit you.
Mm-hmm.
Also interesting that the lamp itself became an active part of the relationship. Yeah.
I just felt that they were revisiting their boyhood days, that there were a lot of physicality between the two of them, you know, being very playful, throwing socks at each other, which didn't happen before, obviously. So it was like you were back into your childhood days.
That's great. Yeah, a little bit more playful with each other. Good. Here's one more.
In terms of thinking about the objects, you've got also the first three. You're never off stage. You're always in the round. You're always having to face each other around a central object. What's interesting about the last one is that it actually had a front and a back. So you could intentionally step off of the conversation and, in fact, claim space, which was derived from that object. And I think it's really interesting to acknowledge that you had, even though they were centralized objects, the last one had a front and a back, and by doing, you can negotiate very different personalities and claim different personal space on the last one. It was very hard to do in the first three.
Enforce that by saying, I think even the presence of the coffee table itself really reinforced the relationship and created a sort of a directionality to what the interaction was. You can imagine the scene without that coffee table there would have been a little bit more lost in space. And I'm just talking about the opportunities for interaction and for supporting that interaction by either being a part of or outside of what the primary staging area is.
Oh, one more. Sure. And what specifically would you like to know? Oh, okay. I wondered if maybe you had a question for them.
Yeah, does someone have a question for the actors? Yeah.
You have a
Actually, we have something here, but I have my own.
Are they on? Are they on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's up there controlling it. So how did the different ones affect you? How different environments affect you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I feel like the first set was really kind of stiff. I felt even though we hadn't been through the lines or anything like that, it felt stiff because we were like really facing each other, and it felt like there wasn't much to do. We were just like there was nothing there. I think
Yeah.
it felt like it made us, And the second one we had props, and I always look to what's going to help tell the story the best, and what's going to help me be more relaxed. And having stuff to do makes me more relaxed, and I felt like it told the story better of being in a bar or whatever, right? So the second one was I enjoyed. The third one was harder, but it was the best one, I think, because I had plenty of stuff to do. I had an agenda, so that really relaxed me. I felt very relaxed, and I felt like the story was really clear. I didn't really have to think that much, so I enjoyed that. And then the last one, it was okay, but I felt like at one point I got up and I walked around because I just thought, I felt stuck in one place. So, but it did give me opportunities to move around and to see things and do things and experiment with things. And the one thing I really liked was how it, what Jean said, and how it helped with the text. I heard the text in a different way because I don't really know the text that well, and we've never done it before. So every time I hear the text, it helps me understand it in a deeper level. So the set helps me like understand like what I'm saying and what the story is, I think.
Yeah, the same for me. The second, third, and fourth were much more enjoyable to do because just having stuff to do, it relaxes you. It's more fun to do, and or it relaxes me, and it's more fun to do. And it did distract me in ways that then led to my changing in how I understood the text. I had one understanding of the text the first time, and then each subsequent time, it really did change my understanding of the story. And even arbitrary tasks I find enjoyable to do, like make an exchange, even though that might be distracting in terms of the story. It might be like, how does that make sense? It's still more enjoyable to have some kind of task, even if it's arbitrary, to do.
Plus, we don't know what, I mean, this is kind of an acting thing, but we don't know what we discover as we're doing something arbitrary. You know, like, you know, you took my socks off at one point, and I thought, well, if they're brothers, they could, like, have a sock fight or something like that. And that only occurred to me afterwards, but, you know, maybe the next go we would try that and see what happens. And that tells a story, too, so.
That's good. Okay, so what we'd like to do is, I just want to thank Eric Nightengale and our two actors, Mark and Andreas, for such great use of their imaginations. And the willingness to kind of reveal their process, which is what we talked about in planning this, is to really look at the process that goes on in a rehearsal where the director is imagining things that will help tell the story both externally and internal adjustments as well. Just two last things is that we do have the script for you of that scene, and I'll make it available right out there at the door in case you want to grab it, because it might be interesting to see how we start. And I know, you know, you start with the drawings, which are also two-dimensional and often on a piece of paper, and we start with words on a piece of paper, and it has to become a lived and 3D embodied event. So, you know, where and how do our imaginations take it from this to what we saw, so that we could actually even feel like we got to know these two characters, that we began to know a little bit about them and how they interacted. So I think our crossover is that it's our imagination that moves things from pieces of paper to embodied 3D worlds. So thank you so much, and thank you for letting us be part of this.